Hey guys, it's Nina. I'm waiting on Casey. Story of my life. This is my future pop music is what this is called. I have been playing with all the little musics that are in here. Let's see if she's hopping on. Come on in. Tell us how your Tuesday's going. I just took down the Christmas tree, and I normally do it right on the 1st or the 2nd, but I was really sad about it this year for whatever reason. So yesterday my husband helped and we got the decorations all taken down and the garland and the tree ornaments and everything. So it's kind of a sad thing. So I love Christmas. I don't know about anybody else. I know not everybody loves Christmas, but I love Christmas. So it's definitely a special time, and I dread taking it down, but I know we have a real tree this year. There she is. Wait a second. Do we have Casey? There she is.
Hello.
Welcome. Hi, Casey. Now that you're here, I have to turn off my future pop music that I chose for today's AI background music. That picture behind you is pretty.
Oh,
can you hear me?
Yes, I can. I was trying to figure out what was going on. I had your live stream open. Millie's joining us for the live stream.
Honey's not in here. Millie's allowed to join.
Yes, she is.
Doesn't throw up.
But yeah, I could hear you, and then I could also hear you, and I was like, "Who is she talking to right now?"
I was talking about how I waited a little bit longer, like 5 extra days to take down the Christmas stuff this year, just because I'm so sad that Christmas is over. We just took everything down yesterday. So
mine's not coming down.
Ever?
Soon. No.
Ever? July? Or just no reason to take it down at all?
Usually I wait until like February.
Really? I did not know this.
Mm-hmm.
This is news.
I think it's because for us single people, February can be a little sad, and we need the extra happiness.
Roughly on the 15th, you'll take it down?
Yeah, something.
February 15th. Well, I'm really excited about today.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to talk about the conference. The conference link is live. So the 2025 NNBA Nurse Entrepreneurship and Career Alternatives Conference is live officially. And I'm very excited about this. I could not be more excited, actually. This is a good segue from Christmas. That way I'm less down. Yeah. So it's a good segue for me. Mm-hmm. So I've been to 4, and I know you've been with, and I've actually one of those was virtual during COVID, 4 conferences from the NNBA. And you've been with me how many times now?
This will be my 4th. So I've been all in person, never.
I'm so happy with that. That makes me so happy that, like when you look back and you're like, what a good decision that was. Yeah. Sometimes we make decisions and we're like, do I really want to pay the extra money? Is there really a benefit to this? Is there really, is this the right thing to do? We just kind of don't know. And then in hindsight, that was a really, really great decision that you were able to go. And so I'm so happy that you were able to go to those conferences with me and do all the peopling that needed to be done and run the table, and kind of gave me a lot of leeway to do other things.
Yeah.
So our purpose today is just like to get some excitement around this conference and talk about, talk about the agenda. I thought I might even pull it up and just talk through it a little bit and share it. And then I wanted to share the link in case anybody didn't know where to go, or if anybody had questions. We have the chat box open for questions. We always watch that chat box in case you're watching live and want to talk through anything we're talking about. We love your comments. We love having an active chat. So I am going to share the link on the screen to where we're going to be looking at today. And that is the nursebusiness.com and NBA 2025 conference overview is the page that I'm sharing with you as we speak. If I can figure it out. Okay, there it is. So, let's talk a little bit about the conference. What are you most excited about? What's your number one thing? Like, this is what you are really looking forward to this year. Now that you've been, this will be your 4th year, my 5th year. Yeah. What's your favorite thing?
I think what I'm mostly excited about is just that I'm sort of like in the transition period myself now. Like the first couple years, I was just like the first 2 years probably, I was just doing it to like spend time with you, and I have like sales and marketing experience. So I was like, I can make some extra money and I can hang out with my sister and go to Vegas. And now that I'm doing so many, sorry, Millie's just doing her own thing.
Hey, Millie deserves her space as well here. And she is the star of this show. Let's be honest.
And she is my number one fan because she wants me to work from home all the time.
Yes. She's your motivation to make this work.
But I think now that I'm really starting to like see that it's possible that I could do this like full time instead of having to clock in for a 16-hour shift or, you know, be someone's employee, you know, I think it's more exciting for me because it's more meaningful. Yeah. And in addition to like being able to help other people, I'm also like learning so much from the speakers and, you know, just the conference as a whole. That's what I feel like.
Trusty ginger ale. No sponsorship intended. Oh, you have coffee. That looks better than what I got. I'm excited about that as well. I'm excited about seeing the conference from a totally different, you know, perspective this year. And I think one of the most exciting things I've ever done in my life was make this agenda. I know that sounds so silly to say out loud, but like getting to choose, it was a little bit stressful because I wanted to choose everybody. And I really didn't like knowing that I can't choose everyone. I didn't like that sensation, but I feel super excited about the ones that I was able to pick. And I feel really confident that the agenda is going to be amazing. So I'm really felt good about that. Really felt like that was an exciting thing to do. But I wanted to kind of transition away a little bit and talk about you mentioned sponsorship, or I mentioned sponsorships. I can't say mention.
Probably me, yeah.
And I want to talk about that a little bit because, you know, we're going to highlight our agenda. We're going to talk through, you know, who's presenting, what they're talking about, what networking and educational and CE credit opportunities and resources and tools there are, and all these exciting things. But we have a lot of people, we have a lot of members, and I personally know a lot of nurse business owners, too many for me to reach out to one-on-one to talk about wanting them to sponsor the conference and the benefits of sponsoring. So I was wondering, since you're doing a lot of that coordination, if you would talk about that just for a couple minutes.
Yeah, I mean, I just think it's really what makes the event so impactful. You know, everyone's here to like grow their business or grow their knowledge, and I just think it's really important that we all, you know, support each other. So there's a lot of value in sponsorship, you know, increased visibility among nurse entrepreneurs. You have direct connections with a motivated and engaged audience. The way I think about it is kind of like, sort of like if you look at it from a sales perspective, because that's a lot of what I've done. It's like fishing. Okay, when you're on LinkedIn, you're fishing in like a gigantic ocean, and you might catch a fish or you might not. But when you're at a conference like this, where everyone is so motivated and so engaged and like ready, you're kind of like fishing in a kiddie pool. So you have a lot of opportunity to connect with people that are really like looking for what you are offering. So in my mind, it would be extremely, I mean, I know that we've done,
Very well. Yeah.
people
Very well.
as an exhibitor,
Yeah.
and just making yourself seen and known, and brand visibility, and making people aware of what you offer. And the more that people see you and see your business and see your brand, the more that they'll be like, oh my gosh, they do, coaching, and that's exactly what I need. Whereas otherwise you might just be like Googling it and just come up with whoever has like the highest budget for SEO, So I just think it'd be very impactful, and gives you a lot of access to like resources and tools to grow. And then there's also just a bunch of different kinds of sponsorships. So without, listing them all off, I think like the networking one especially, I feel like is a huge opportunity, because everyone's
I'm excited about that.
You're the first person. It's not like information overload. You're the first person they see. Everyone's in a good mood. There's drinks and hors d'oeuvres. Like that, to me, if I were sponsoring, that's what I would want to do, I think.
I love that. What do you feel like is I'm going out. I'm go big or go home. I'm coming to this conference. I'm going to do whatever it takes to grow my business. What's the best sponsorship package for me?
I mean, I would say the platinum, also the gold. Both are really good options. Obviously, the platinum's going to have the most value. You're going to have like 45 minutes up there in front of everyone on the main stage talking. You're going to have all of the advertisements. You're going to have the ability to put things into every single bag. So every single person at that conference, hundreds of, eager nurse entrepreneurs are going to see your brand. And it can just really like showcase your products and services to like a very niche audience. So I think the platinum would be the best, also because a lot of people keep asking me, how can I get the attendees list? And
that's really the only way you're going to get it. That's
and
it.
I keep telling people like the same thing, that like we are super committed to protecting our members' information unless they request to share it. And the only time that anyone's going to get this is if you are a platinum or gold event sponsor. So if you are looking for, the attendees list, and you want an advertisement, and you want bag inserts, and you want everywhere, and a exhibitor table and all that good stuff, platinum and gold, it's really like the way to go.
I love what you said. A couple things I wanted to add. I love what you said about number one, fishing in a smaller pond, because LinkedIn and Google, the competition is endless. Unless you are just on your SEO and your website shows up as the top hit, which mine doesn't. I mean, it just doesn't. Now the NBA does, but it's hard to rank high on search engines when, especially for coaching, life coaching, just even consulting now, there's a lot more people who know what their options are. That's a good thing, right? But for Google or LinkedIn, the competition is very, very high. You have really got to spend the time to narrow down your ideal client and your audience, and who you're, how you're making yourself visible. This conference, these people are there to buy this. That's why they're here. They're here to get coaching and consulting. They're here to get resources. They are, I know just personally from being there, like these exhibitors, these sponsors are exactly the niche. You don't have to do any work. You're there. You did it. Showing up is the work. Sponsoring, exhibiting, the work is done. You put yourself in front of your ideal client, and there is no competition, or very little. We try to really be careful with our exhibitors and our sponsors to make sure that they're not all doing the same thing, that they offer different services, that we feature different services, that we highlight different things. So I love that you said that. And the other thing I just wanted to say is, I forgot. Hold on. You said something that I really wanted to piggyback on, and I think I forgot it. Yeah. Talking about talking about sponsors and exhibitors, and I got all excited and in a tizzy and forgot what it was. But you're absolutely right. The benefits of sponsoring are huge. You're showcasing your business. What if you're just starting and you're not quite ready to commit to the platinum or gold level of sponsorship? What are some options for those people? What are the best options for those people?
Well, I mean, it just really depends what you're looking for. We have, like I said, the networking sponsorship. If
Yeah,
you are if you are wanting to make a big bang for a little buck, like that really is probably your best bet, because you're still going to be in front of everyone and you're still going to be able to really showcase your products and services without
hello,
without
Mindy.
overcommitting. Millie
Yeah.
is very passionate about this. Another option is we have advertisements. Like you can put bag inserts.
I think that's a
another
great
really
option.
good way. And
Very low cost
yeah.
option for newly starting but wanting to grow quickly.
Mm-hmm. And I think something that we're doing this year a little differently, which I really like, because I have been, those of you that don't know me, I have been in medical sales and marketing I've done it for years, and I've been to lots of conferences, lots of trade shows. And something that we're doing a little differently is we're kind of vetting our inserts. So you're not going to walk out with 72 pens, which I think is great. I love pens, but I have a million pens.
You still may walk out with 72 pens if you steal from exhibitors. That's none of our business what you do.
Mm-hmm. But I just think that's a really good way. I've had a lot of success with different collateral and stuff that you can put inside of bags, and people go through it and they look at it, and it's not passive. They're picking it up, they're looking at it, they're getting it in their hands, and then it's kind of like burned into their brain. So that's another really good option if you aren't ready to do the full sponsorship, but you still want to get your name out there.
I feel like people underestimate the value of taking something to your house with you. When I take a pen, I have myself taken a pen or a business card or a sticky note from a conference, had it on my fridge and been like, I really need XYZ service. And there it is in front of my face at my house on my fridge, and been like, I already have someone I know I can call. I met this person. I'm going to call them. For example, spoilers, and meeting Bridget Montez at the conference last year, and having that connection from the NNBA conference, and knowing there's someone who can do web copy, and having that connection when I need it. When you get in front of people at the conference, whether that be as an exhibitor or a sponsor, you are giving them the connection to when they need that service. It might not be during the conference. Those 2 days, they might not realize they have a need for web copy in the 2 days of the conference. But when they get home and they're looking at how to grow their business, they realize, wow, this is my goal for 2025. I figured it out at the conference that for the rest of the year, I'm going to focus on this. And this is what I need help with in that area. How can I get that help? And then they realize, oh, you know what? I actually know someone I met in person who could help me with that. So it's not always immediate, but I have seen a lot of really good growth from those relationships, that like you've mentioned, that networking night, just getting to talk to people, getting to schmooze and, connect and hear what people do. Like, I don't know about you, but I remember a lot of that, and those exchanges of business cards. I'll write on there, like, follow up with her and get a free consult. At the very least, I'll always reach out for a free consult. And then when I realize I need that service later, I've got it good to go.
Right. Yep, I agree with you. I think people, like you said, underestimate it. There's so many people that I meet, and in the moment I might think like, wow, I was like busy. There were just people, like, there's so many people that come to this conference, like, maybe, but then you think of them later, like, oh yeah, I remember, like, Damien does, NCLEX prep, or, like, it just, and then when you have someone that's like, I'm really nervous about the NCLEX, I failed it once, then you're like, wait, I know somebody.
Yeah.
It's just like the whole, tale that everyone says, you're just planting the seed. So it might not be immediately fruit from the tree, but you have to plant the seed. So sometimes it will bring you customers, clients months later, weeks later, so I think it's not just a short-term investment you're making, it's long-term.
Yeah. I did remember what I wanted to say about what you were saying is one thing I've really noticed the turning of the tide in 2024 is, and maybe even before then, some of you may have noticed, you're not allowed to share stuff online anymore. Social media platforms used to be a free for all of promoting your business. And that's not the case anymore, especially for coaches and consultants. I've noticed for my business, I'm not allowed to promote myself in consulting in groups with my ideal client. So in hospice consulting groups, I'm not allowed to promote that I'm a hospice consultant. I'll get kicked out. I'll get banned. So and really I've noticed that in most social media spaces, you are not allowed to self-promote your business. So it's harder now to get in front of your ideal clients on social media and to get eyes on you than it would have been before, where you can make a post in a group and have 100 people contact you. Like when I did my DON toolkit and I put it in a Facebook group, I had 100 sales in a weekend, right? I can't do that anymore. I'm not allowed to just post my link and say, I made this. I hope it helps you. Here it is. Even if it was free, they don't allow self-promotion anymore, most of these groups, because they're selling something themselves. So sponsorship, when that came to my mind when you were talking about sponsorship and exhibiting, because it's harder now to get your name out there and get your perfect ideal leads and get eyes on your business and get visibility for it's certainly harder for free than it used to be.
Yeah.
Millie's level of engagement in this live stream is where we need to be in our lives, people.
If everyone was
Millie is locked in. Okay.
Well, I'm like always telling people my favorite thing about like working from home is that I can do it on my couch, or I can do it on my, bed, or, I got that little bed desk for Christmas. That's like the level of laziness I've gotten to, but, or the level of motivation, whichever way you want to look at it. But, then I forget sometimes on my couch, I'm comfy on my couch, but I also have a dog in my face. But something else that reminds me of is, yes, yes, she is. She's got her new collar and she's feeling confident.
I love it.
But something else I've noticed, because I was doing sales when COVID hit, is you can't even like really cold call anymore. Like you can't go into hospitals like you used to and be like, hey, I brought y'all some cookies and my card and this and that.
Leave it at the door.
Yeah, like can you hand these out to your patients? Or you can't even do that, because when you get stopped at the door, they're like, who do you need to see? Where we stay on a COVID precaution. So you lose the ability to share online. You lose the ability to share in person. And then you can go on some platforms online like LinkedIn, but I mean, sometimes I feel like it's me and my whole timeline is other people, and at some point
doing the same thing.
Get sick of looking through it. So I think conferences like this, especially just with NNBA being like the hub for nurse entrepreneurs, you really that is the way the tide is turning. That is what you have to do at this point. So
yeah, I agree. Well, I want to go through just real quick and talk about some of the things on our webpage so that they know where to go to, if they want to see, if they're interested in the agenda and they want to look at the agenda, where to go to find that. And I'm going to take off this little thing that I have up here showing you where things are. Okay, so this is the NNBA website. Can you see that, Casey?
Yep.
Okay, so this is the website, and if you go up here to conference, you can see our 2025 conference page. This is where you can get the description, the hotel info, and the dates are all right here along the right side. How to make reservations, make sure you give our group code, and then just some information on the shuttle to and forth and some things that the hotel offers. Then if you keep going down, it'll take you to the conference agenda and the pre-cons, which is kind of what I wanted to just talk about real quick. But it also, if you have questions about contact hours, we've got 11 contact hours for the main conference and 3.5 contact hours for each to the pre-con workshops. So thank you to Anderson Company for providing our CEs for this year. I really, really appreciate that help. But again, if you're interested in sponsoring or exhibiting, you can get that to this exhibit link here, but you can also go up to this conference tab and click on sponsoring, exhibiting, and advertising opportunities, and it'll give you like the whole shebang. So I'm not even really going to go through those. You can look at those if it's something that interests you, but we still have, if this is something you're considering, I would strongly advise you to go ahead and do it now. Reach out now to Casey at nursesbusiness.com, or go through this page, figure out which sponsorship package you're interested in doing, what looks like the best fit for you, or if you want to exhibit, or if you want to advertise in the program, because those are coming up very quick. So you can fill out this form here. It's pretty brief, just going to ask what you're going to do, and then we will receive that and send you a link to the payment platform so you can move forward with that. But we have very limited spots for this. So if you feel like it's something that you want to do, we really prioritize our members for this, but we do accept non-members as well. So just wanted to give you a heads up. The link is live for conference tickets. We have people buying conference tickets right now. We've already sold several conference tickets. So if you're wanting to sponsor, I highly suggest
make it quick.
Get on it. Mm-hmm. It's got the pricing here. The early bird pricing is very generous. I feel like until June 17th. So you've got plenty of time to get that early bird pricing. And then also it's going to take us through the agenda here. That main conference starts Friday, July 18th. Registration is open at 8 a.m. These two people right here are going to open things up and get things going. The secret is out. The cat's out of the bag. Our conference MC is Casey Goff, and that's going to be super fun. Our keynote is Sunny Linebarger. I'm really excited about this. She is one of the most positive, most uplifting people I know. And she is also, self-employed, built her own consulting agency, and has one of the top ranking inspirational podcasts on Apple Podcasts. And I'm sure I'm saying this wrong, but the Evoke Greatness podcast is really amazing if you want to check it out before the conference. But I'm really excited. She's going to talk about the power of possibility. And so I think that's a great way to start things out. And then we're going to go into breakout sessions. I'm not going to talk about every single thing because we have a lot. We have a jam-packed schedule. I'm super excited for the content. I feel like the content we're offering is really next level, and there's something for everybody at every level of business. You can see that track 101, 201, and 301. So 101 would be like aspiring entrepreneurs. So you can see like working full time and growing your business, navigating the transition of self-employment. That would be for newer nurses who are interested or aspiring and still navigating things. Whereas 201, RX for efficiency, time management strategies are going to be an established, I have a business, I'm working my business, I need time management strategies. Even if you're still working full time, but you have an established business, this might be a great fit for you. And then that 301 with like Teresa, how lead magnets drive sales and grow your business, is going to be more of a niche topic. It's going to be a focused, very specialty topic on one thing that's going to give you a really good, solid understanding of that topic. So I'm excited about that. We've got key legal and practical considerations, power networking, the key to your business success with Donna. I'm super excited about that because it's always amazing to hear the insights she has from building her business. And she's done a lot of that through networking. So I think that's going to be amazing. And then our second day is Saturday. We're going to welcome back. We're going to do a recap from day one. We've got from strength to service, how to align your talents with client needs, how to figure out what your strengths are to leverage that for your clients. We've built in plenty of breaks, and we extended the time from the feedback that we got that there just wasn't enough time to have conversations with exhibitors. So if you're an exhibitor, we gave more time for attendees to meet with you, to give you more time to meet with attendees and still run to the bathroom in between. Mm-hmm. So I'm happy with that because I did get a lot of feedback on that.
Or to run to the 24/7 Starbucks.
Correct. There is a 24/7 Starbucks in South Point. If you've never been there, it is my number one favorite feature of theirs. So you can't go wrong with that. And then we've got some visibility. Talk about visibility and getting yourself out there. I don't know anybody else that could speak better about this than Farah. She, she's going to teach us how to get yourself out there to increase your visibility and profits. AI for busy entrepreneurs with Jason, overcoming stress and imposter syndrome. I'm super excited about Emily's unlocking passive and affiliate income streams because this is something that I love and I have done really well in my business. So I'm super excited to have her talking about this. And then Charisse. Charisse is a holistic health coach with a luxury business model. So her pricing model is very elite luxury pricing. She's going to close out the conference on how to really keep the passion and purpose in your business moving forward. I'm really excited about that because sometimes we get all this information and we start to feel very heavy and overwhelmed. How am I going to do this? And I think closing the conference out with that is going to send everybody out just super encouraged, pumped, ready to go, positive. I can do this. And I'm really excited for that. And then lastly, and then I'll give you a minute to speak, is the pre-con.
No, I'm good. This is good.
I love the pre-cons. Last year was my first pre-con I did, but I've actually been to several of these pre-cons. I did Louisa's 12 revenue streams in 2021, and I did Michelle's Mark 2022. I'm just going to say you will never get a 4-hour workshop at this level of intensity for this price. I've never seen anything high value like this at this price point before an NBA or ever since an NBA. So I'm just being very honest with you there. These are super high value offerings, very actionable, very strategic content. And if you're coming to the conference, I am begging you to do a pre-con because it is literally what's going to take you past step one. Like if you find any of these that apply to you, you can only do, these are live and concurrent. So you can only do one morning and one afternoon. So it's going to be Louise or me in the morning and Stella or Michelle in the afternoon. So you can pick one of these two and one of these two, but that's it. So don't pick all four and put them in your cart and check them out because you'll just be paying for nothing. And then I'll have to turn around and give you your money back for one of them. So just really would encourage you to look over the pre-cons because they are going to really make that conference experience so much more valuable. It just adds a layer of value that I don't even know how to explain. And then you can check out and buy that NBA 2025 conference right here, clicking the button and adding it to your cart. If you're a member, it'll automatically drop $100 off of this. So you pay $169 for your membership and you get $100 off of conference. So it'll automatically, even if you want to become a member today, if you add the membership to your cart and then you add the conference to your cart, it will automatically take that $100 off for you. So I would definitely recommend getting that extra discount if you're, and then essentially paying $69 for a year of membership. So you can see that drop the price right there just because I have that membership in my cart. So I would encourage you to consider becoming a member. We would love that. And I think that's my high level walkthrough, very quick. Sorry, hope that wasn't too fast. But I definitely wanted to kind of show some of the things we're excited about and give you a behind the scenes sneak peek and then also kind of show you where you can find the application for the sponsoring, exhibiting, and advertising opportunities that we've been talking about today. Anything I missed, Casey, that you want me to go back to before I stop sharing?
No, but I do just want to add that last year with you doing your pre-con, there were so many people, and I'm sure you wouldn't bring this up because you're humble, but I'm not. So so many people came up to me and were like, that was so valuable. I just wanted to speak with Nina and tell her how motivational that was, how much this helped me. I've never been so inspired. She's incredible. Like, I heard that all day.
I would definitely not say that. You're right.
So it was obviously very impactful. I think the whole conference is very impactful. You always hear, or every year I've been there, I've heard people say like, I went into this not sure, and now I'm crystal clear with what I'm going to do, and I'm so inspired, and this is what I need. And it's just very significant, and I just think it's really great for anyone that's stuck or on the fence, or maybe just doesn't even know yet what they're like really like called to do in their business. So that's all I would say. I would also just mention again, like, we don't have that many spots for exhibitors or sponsors.
There is a limit, and it's not our choice. They shut us down at a certain number of exhibitors, and so it makes me a little nervous to approve all these exhibitors that are coming in and know that there are people who have told me they wanted to exhibit, and I'm nervous that they're not going to get a spot. It is really something that I am concerned about.
Yeah, so I would just take that into consideration. If you're thinking about it, sometimes you can't just sit on the ledge and wait, you got to jump. So I would really, and this isn't coming from like a salesy part of me, this is just coming from like we had talked about, just like the concern that some people that could really benefit from it aren't going to get the chance if they wait too long. So
you talked about how impactful this conference is, and the first year I spoke, 2022, was super nerve-wracking for me. I talked about being fired from my corporate job. You were there.
Mm-hmm.
And got emotional about it, and shared the story of starting my business and what it did for me and where it took me. That was super vulnerable. I shared probably some things that I didn't want to share necessarily, that didn't put me in a good light or didn't make me look like I have it all together about my business and things like that. But I really wanted to help other nurses who were afraid. And I had someone give me a business card. I still have it. I keep it on my desk. I will cry about this. And it said, because of you, I'm going to do it. Thank you so much for sharing all that. And I keep this to remind me, like, this is a big deal. This is impacting these are nurses who need the support that the NNBA offers, that this conference offers, that this fellowship and networking and support and mentorship and connecting, just listening to their stories, sharing your story. You don't know. I thought I was just getting up there to practice speaking. This was one of my first big speaking events. Maybe it was like my third big speaking event. Mm-hmm. And I was like, okay, I just got to improve my speaking, right? And then to have someone hand me this saying, like, this essentially changed the course of their life. She stood up at the end of my session and said, I'm going to quit my job. I'm miserable and I'm afraid. And because of you, I'm going to do it. And she spoke at the conference at the panel about how she's working full time on like some huge projects last year, or the year before. I don't know. A year later, maybe. Don't quote me on that. But she spoke as part of the panel, and I was like, yes, you did it. Like, she quit her job. She's working full time. She's working on huge corporate contracts, millions of dollars towards her business she's working towards. And I was so happy. Like, the joy that I felt from that was like immeasurable, to be like, if there was one thing I said that made a difference to anybody, that was enough. You know what I mean? So just close that out, that even if you're not a speaker, I'm not even talking about being a speaker and talking to the whole NNBA conference. I'm talking about networking on Thursday night and being a sponsor or being an attendee, showing up with your ticket and saying, I want to start a business and here's why I'm passionate about this. And being in the room with that synergy and those connections and the people who are doing it, the people who want to do it, the people who have done it, the giving is like unlimited. It's this abundance mindset that the NNBA has, that the attendees have, that they are there to help. It's not a transactional environment like a lot of conferences I've been to are. Like, we are here for a transaction if you need this. And this is not that. This is, I'm here to help support you. And if you need more than this conference, here's what I offer, right? That there's a lot of that, and that's okay. And that's what people need. So I just wanted to share that. I think, we've talked about a lot of things, but truly the best thing is that support and those relationships that come from the networking and from listening and sharing stories and connecting.
Agreed. I'm so excited.
We want to see you there. The link is below. We want to physically hug you, hug your neck, shake your hand, whatever, elbow bump you, whatever you want, right? And we want to support your business. We want to support you. We share your business. We want you to sponsor the conference. We want you to exhibit. We want you to put something in the bag, whatever is best for you. But we want to be here to so get your tickets. We're super excited about this conference. If you have questions about anything, that if you're rewatching this and you're not live, you can hashtag comment replay and put your question there and it. But we're happy to answer any sponsorship, conference, travel, exhibiting questions that you have. Just put them in those comments, and we'll watch for it and come back and check on those to make sure if you weren't on here live that you get your questions answered and that we help you make it to the conference this year in Las Vegas.
Las Vegas! I want to play roulette with you.
We are going to play roulette until 2 a.m. and show up dragging like dogs on day one. So just a warning, we do it every year. Hi guys. Thanks for joining.